Good day. This is Marc Mullinax, and I put together this guide on wayfinding, understanding how one's life may be a maze, and that there's kinds of rewards along the way that may be surprises. So it's kind of a guide for people who have lots of passions but don't know exactly where to place them in terms of a major or a career. So come along with me. Tone setting idea. I need to listen to my life telling me who I am before I can tell my life what I want to do with it. Just think on that for a minute. This presentation will be about the listening, and my name is Marc Mullinax, class of Mars Hill College, 1977. I had 4 majors in my life and lots of other passions. Sociology, political science, history, and eventually religion. Notice how I have moved down the line. And you may have a similar story, especially when you're my age. You may come to a different kind of, but similar sort of path. Most of the time we get, or lots of times we get the idea that there's one destiny, and I'm thinking about Luke and Darth Vader. Luke, this is your destiny. And when you get the idea that you've got to have one passion, one idea, one career, can you sort of feel like the blood pressure of yourself is rising because you get this idea, oh, if I could just find it, but it's just out there somewhere. If I could just find it. So if I can just find my freaking destiny, then I'll be happy. Well, probably not. Because maybe we have multiple ways of seeking our destiny, multiple gifts, and some of them, while they may be in a coherent package, maybe we should listen to all of them. The takeaway is that your dad or your mom are not your destiny, if it's forced. What's the most dangerous thing in the world? It's one single idea. There's no alternatives, without conversation with other ideas. So this picture is useless to resist your destiny. I think is wrong. I just wanted to get that up front. I think it's wrong. Your destiny may be plural, destinies, skill sets, persons, people that we are. Not that we have multiple personality disorder, but multiple skill sets. And they all need, like muscles, developing. So how do you figure out which way to go? What shall we do with the roads not taken, those things we would like to go do, but, oh, I don't have the time, or that's not in my skill set, or that's not my major, but still you wonder, where does that road go? So this is about wayfinding, and that's the phrase I'm using. What if there are multiple ways in which you, put your name there, can be fulfilled? Each one as unique as you. Each one is as unique in the time and place in which you now live. Maybe at age 18, 20, you have a way of being fulfilled, but that may not last. It may change at 25, or at marriage, or by your second career, by 30. What if there's multitudes of stories in us? And that's good. What happens if we die and those stories are still in us, undeveloped, unexamined, and they die in us? Because as Walt Whitman, the poet, has said, each one is a multitude of different people. And that is not a disorder. I think that's a way to order it. So, several suggestions. First, identify and then make time for your passions. Your passions are your muscles, folks, just your muscles. You may have, and you just like you athletes or your musicians, you know you've got to develop the muscle memory and develop it so it becomes second nature. Your strengths. You have strengths on the athletic field or in the classroom. Maybe your muscles are of helping and service to others, or leadership, troubleshooting, hobbies. So what are they? Develop them. Keep them in shape. Second, stay curious. Think to yourself, what if I do something different? What if I mix it up each day? What if I take a different path? What if I go in reverse? Instead of going from north to south, I go from south to north on my way to class or something like that. What if I don't do something for a day or for a week? What will my life be like if I put aside that thing that I do a lot? What if I go to places where it's not so popular? Or that new book that caught my eye? What if I read it. What if on social media I change up my algorithm so I don't be so doggone predictable? What if I do something for 30 minutes a day that's so different, like read or meditate or walk or just change the scenery? What if I open up a new friendship? Yeah, that's you going to talk to him or her. Or maybe you want to go dark for 30 minutes a day. Nobody knows who you are, where you are, can't find you for 30 minutes a day while you work on who you are. And then last one, what if I act on my wonder? What's awing me? What is blowing my socks, blowing my circuits? Stay in touch with that. That's a clue. Third, get rid of crap. Learn to give up the right things to die. Give up the crap that's not taking you anywhere. And here's some 4 or 5 suggestions. And if you're a Christian or an athlete, this is not a new thing. You know what it means to give up, to lighten the load. Because if you're a ship sailing the ocean and you got barnacles slowing you down, that's not a good way to go. So what needs to happen to lighten your load, to get rid of crap? Fourth, always remember who you wanted to be. Okay? Because I ask you the question, what if there's no bucket list? What if there's nothing to check off? Just be yourself every moment, every day, every year. So the bucket list is not this goal or destination that you may never get to, but is something that you actually live in all the time. Fifth, break those stories, those rules, those expectations. They're no longer sacred to you. If you're like me, I adjust my views to fit other people's prejudices. You ever done that? Where'd it take you? Was it rewarding? Because adjusting to other people's expectations can be a dangerous practice for a career. Because it might shut down parts of who you are. Those passions that you know are with you, but it may shut them down. You have to clamp them down, shut the door on them, put them in a closet. Is that a way to live? 6, follow your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Don't do things the same way. Mistakes are hidden teachers. And only we know our real mistakes and know how to adjust them and to use them as teachers. There is a link at the top of this page. You can click on that, I think, how to find fulfilling work. But basically, fulfilling work is where the needs of your world intersect with the talents you have. Only you can see the needs of the world in your unique way. And only you have those unique talents that are being called forth even as you meditate on the needs. So I could do something about that. If your passions, your talents are not being called forth, that ain't you. But if you feel like the world needs my skill set, and I know a population or a corporation or a company that could use my skill set, and I can make a difference in the world, that's fulfilling work, folks. When we're 18, 19, 20, we say, oh, smooth planning. I get the major, I get the job, I get the spouse, I get the car, I get the house. It's just smooth sailing, and then I can go to retirement. But ask anybody about their most recent 5-year plan and how often it was just blown up. Because reality is at the lower part of this picture. Rocks, makeshift, workarounds, shortcuts, long cuts, delays, bad weather. That's how. Then we need to be flexible. Because I think, as the proverb from Portugal says, God writes straight with crooked lines. And so the road is not going to be flat and straight, and we need to know how to go uphill as well as go down. We need to turn right, and as well as know how to turn left. Or if you're a sailor, on the right-hand side, you know how to tack. If you just go right into the wind, you will go nowhere except backwards. But the talent is to learn how to adjust your sails in any given situation so you make forward progress. Crooked lines, folks, crooked lines. No comment. There's a poem by William Stafford. And this thread is the metaphor I want to say. There's a thread that you want to follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you're pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it's hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, you suffer, you get old. Nothing you can do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread. Figure out who you are. Never let him go. Because life is more a labyrinth than a maze. You don't have to figure out the one way to get out of a maze. You just walk the path. It twists, it turns, but how do you move through it? You just stay on the twisting, turning path. Mentors help. A good reading program helps. Karma nudges, learning from your mistakes. Shedding junk, bad stuff that doesn't take you anywhere. Keep your curiosity on high alert. And then always stay true to who you've always wanted to be. There's two ways to kind of ponder about being in life, and one is muscle bound. Oh, you may look good. But as soon as that person on the left starts running or needing to bend over, they're going to start breaking muscles and being in a lot of pain. The right hand side, that resilient tree where you can be bent but never broken. And that's the skill set that we're trying to help us understand. We've got multiple skills, and we need to develop them like our multiple muscles in order to be resilient through life. Because, hey, you're a Jedi. Stop arguing with your greatness. You got this. You got all the skills that you already need. There is no shortage. Yes, you're learning a major, you're learning a skill set, but your soft skills, your several personalities, your several skills that you already know, helping others, looking out for people in bad situations, or help the whole helping industry, medical. We're great. Let's stop arguing. One more slide after this, but if you want to talk, here's how to find me. I'll be glad to phone, Zoom, meet you in person. Bonus, here's the soft skills that employers are looking for in employees. And these will stay true, but what's happening is in our majors, what we may be training for right now may not last as a skill set for 5 years, in 5 years. So being flexible has a future. For in the year 2030, what you're training for now may not exist as a sought-after skill. But those soft skills, positive attitude, communication, teamwork, management, willingness to learn, resilience, thinking skills, these will never, ever go out of fashion. That's all. Thank you for your listening and your time. I appreciate and hope to see you sometime.